25 years. Your home for Minnesota Twins baseball.
Perfect night for baseball in downtown Minneapolis, and the Twins welcome their Central Division rivals from Chicago for tonight's series opener. Joe Mauer starts tonight 5th in the American League with a .321 batting average, 3rd in the league in doubles, 4th in the league in on-base percentage, and he climbed into the league's leaders in hits with a 5-hit performance yesterday here at Target Field. With Ron Coomer, I'm Anthony LaPanto. Oh, by the way, just another significant statistical achievement for Joe Mauer with his 5th career 5-hit game. Coom, he just continues to exceed even the high expectations he set for himself.
Well, I would agree, and yesterday was, just an unbelievable day for a big league player. When you talk about the hits he got, the RBIs, the big hits, helping to put his team back in the ball game. And in the middle of the game, the lead started slipping. Big hits. He gets the bases loaded and drives in some runs. And to me, that's what it was about. This is the at-bat I'm talking about, where he shoots the breaking ball back through the middle. And then late in the game, the team goes down, and in the 9th, he ties the ball game with a big home run. To me, when you talk about Joe Mauer, he's one of the league's leading hitters. But this chart here, yesterday, really could throw it out. He hit some ball, hit the home run to left center field. He hit a couple balls to center field, but he did hook a couple base hits to right. And to me, yesterday, he hit the ball where and how they pitched him, and that's why he's such a good hitter. He pulled some, he hit a few to the middle, hits the home run to left. Just a ho-hum day for one of the best hitters in baseball.
Since Mauer's rookie season of 2004, only Ichiro has more 5-hit games over that time. Up next, the Twins have been trading power for strikeouts. We'll take a look at a different approach to the plate for Minnesota next.
Presented by Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. and by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
It's odd that the Twins have 2 4-game series on back-to-back weekends against the same team. Tonight, the first of 4 with the Chicago White Sox. Dick and Bert with you from Target Field. The Twins last weekend took 3 out of 4 from the White Sox and hit the ball over the fence, unlike any Twins team in recent memory.
Yeah, 19 runs were scored for the Twins in that 4-game series, and all of them via the home run. And since August 4th, the Twins have been hitting the long ball, but sometimes with that long ball comes a lot of strikeouts, and that's what the Twins have been doing. Not only a lot of young kids in the Twins lineup, some of the veterans also swinging and missing a lot.
Well, since the All-Star break, the Twins have a winning record, and generally the starting rotation has pitched just well enough to win some ball games, but that has not been true for the starter tonight, Mike Pelfrey.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating season for Mike Pelfrey. In his last start after the ball game, he basically said, "I'm fed up. It's ridiculous, frustrating. No one to blame but myself for my poor outings." And that was a poor outing. 5 walks, a season high for Pelfrey against the Chicago White Sox. Great same matchup here this afternoon on the mound where it was last Saturday. So hopefully the Twins ended up winning that ball game, and let's hope they can win this one.
They have won 9 of the 12 games between these two teams so far this year. A 4-game series gets started tonight with Mike Pelfrey looking to pick up a win.
Yes, a few more smiles around the Twins clubhouse these days as they have been flexing their muscle. The Twins have out-homered the White Sox. They've out-homered their opponents. And last night, Joe Mauer hit potentially a huge home run, tying the game in extra innings. And Robin Ventura finding the other side of managing can be very, very difficult. The White Sox had kind of a charmed season last year in Ventura's first year.
Yeah, they won 85 ball games and they lost 77. They ended up in second place, 3 games behind the Tigers in the division, but quite a turnaround this year for the White Sox.
The Menards batting order for the White Sox: Alejandro De Aza leading off, Gordon Beckham batting second, Alexei Ramirez third, Adam Dunn, Paul Konerko, Avisail Garcia, Connor Gillespie, Josh Begley, and Jordan Danks.
And I have to apologize in the open. I said that the Twins won that game on Saturday when Mike Pelfrey started that ball game. They ended up losing that ball game 5-4. The only game they lost in that 4-game series. For Pelfrey, his thing is to be a little more consistent. Okay, you look at his overall numbers, making his 22nd start. You take 108 and a third innings, divided into 21 starts. He's averaging 5 innings a start. Needs to go a little bit deeper. How do you do that? Keep the ball down in the strike zone and work quicker. And he's trying to work quicker, but he still has a very slow pace.
The guys in the field would appreciate a quicker pace. The Northland Ford defense, Oswaldo Arcia in left, Lee Thomas in center, Chris Colabello in right, Blue Florimon, Dozier, Morneau the infielders, and Bauer behind the plate. Josh Willingham the designated hitter, and strike one to De Aza.
Yeah, Pelfrey has struggled in his first 3 starts against the White Sox this year. His only 3 career starts. He's 0-2 with an ERA over 7.
Slow breaking ball, missing the inside corner, 1-1.
So he'd not only like to win his 5th game here tonight against the White Sox, but also his first career win against Chicago.
Fouled back into the seats. Pelfrey started out getting decisions in his first 6 starts, and as of May 5th, he was 3-3. And since May 5th, he's won 1 game. It came at the Rogers Center on July 6th against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, go over his last 15 starts since May 5th. He's 1-7 with an ERA just under 5. That's a lot of starts with only 1 win.
Two and 2 to De Aza. Beckham and Ramirez will follow. And this is what has run up the pitch count for Pelfrey here, particularly in the last 3 starts. Way too many full counts.
Not trusting your stuff in the strike zone. That's basically what that does right there. 98 pitches and 5+ innings in his last start against the White Sox.
And then a lot of these, 2-strike fouls.
But you look at the location of those pitches, and in our conference call, you brought up a great name, Scott Baker. Baker was that same type of pitcher. High fastball, the hitters are going to foul it off. If you keep the ball down, yeah, they might get base hits, but trust your stuff down in the strike zone.
And into right field, De Aza with a leadoff single in the first. Not hit hard, but hit in a seam in the infield defense.
But it took 7 pitches for that. And this ball's pretty much right down the middle. This is not down in the strike zone. You can see the location on the Fox track, pretty much right there.
One of the hottest hitters for the White Sox over the last several weeks, Gordon Beckham, the second baseman.
Pelfrey has had 14 double plays turn behind him.
Strike one. White Sox coming into this series with a bit of a point to make. They've been manhandled by the Twins, were humiliated in the 4-game series in Chicago, losing 3 of 4 to the Twins. So we'll see if Robin Ventura sends De Aza here, trying to create a little, generate a little speed on the bases, create a little momentum. Down and away, 1-1.
But prior to the Twins series in Chicago, they swept the Yankees, and then the Tigers came in after the Twins, and White Sox won 2 of 3 of those ball games. Twins have won 9 of the 12 meetings so far.
And De Aza goes. The pitch fouled back.
De Aza with 14 stolen bases. He's been caught 6 times. He's also been picked off 5 times.
Pelfrey vulnerable to stolen bases, 8 successes and 10 tries.
There are the numbers right there. Also 5 pickoffs. White Sox with 78 stolen bases. They've been caught 31 times.
1-2. De Aza stays put, and the pitch fouled back. As Bert mentioned, 3 starts against the White Sox. You'd like to have just the opposite happen, where the teams you face more often, you'd like to have some success against them.
And you know, in the division, you're going to face, Chicago, Detroit, Kansas City, Cleveland, maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the year. So, yeah, you'd like to have better numbers, and you can't bring them back. All you can do is go from here.
Another 1-2 pitch to Beckham. De Aza goes, and the pitch blooped into right. A base hit. Little decoy by Dozier. Kept De Aza at second.
Great deke. De Aza as a base runner. He's running right toward the bag. He didn't look and see where that ball was hit. And Dozier did put a good deke on him, like he was going to feel the ground ball. So De Aza takes off, an inside out swing by Beckham. And right there you see De Aza kind of hold up a little bit. By the time he looked in, he could not find the ball.
So Chuck Knobloch's trick in the World Series, creating to a very confused Lonnie Smith. Here's Alexei Ramirez, 4 for 9 in his matchups this year against Pelfrey. Popped straight up in the air on the very first pitch. Infield fly rules called, and Florimone with the catch. Big out there with Ramirez gone on 1 pitch.
That's a big out, because Ramirez has really enjoyed hitting against Twins pitching this year. 19 hits and 52 at bats with a couple home runs. So that's a big out.
1 down, and now here's the big man, Adam Dunn.
Stops out there now. Here we go.
Dunn, as we said throughout the weekend, last weekend, has reportedly cleared waivers. And the White Sox could trade him anywhere in baseball. Whether they do or not, of course, is their decision. Dunn enjoying one of his better streaks since signing with the White Sox, so there might be quite a market for a big left-handed hitter who can play in the field, but certainly can drive the ball a long way and hit a lot of home runs. 1 strike to Adam Dunn. Ground ball hit at somebody would be nice. Here's a looper to center and a base hit. De Aza will round third. He'll come home. The throw going to third base, and it's offline. Thomas's throw up the line, or they might have had a shot at Beckham. 3 singles and a 1-0 White Sox lead.
Yeah, aggressive base running by Beckham, but like you mentioned, a good throw to Plouffe, and Beckham may have been the second out. Dunn picking up his 71st RBI on the year as he hits this ball softly into center field. Another pitch pretty much up in the zone. You see Beckham right there kind of hesitated, and by the time he took off, a good throw, he would have been out.
3 hits and an early run for the White Sox. Here's Paul Konerko, 4 for 6 against Mike Pelfrey. All 3 hits from up here look like the type of hits that would be almost impossible to get if you kept the ball down around the knees. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, look at that pitch right there. It's pretty much right there, and Konerko just got underneath it.
Catch made by Colabello, and a sacrifice fly bringing in Beckham, and it's an early 2-0 lead.
It's almost like here it is, hit it, and that's what Konerko did. He did his job. He knocked in Beckham. Good aggressive base running by Beckham. Scores the second run for the White Sox. Konerko picks up his 41st RBI.
White Sox lost their game with Detroit yesterday. They got 14 singles in a losing effort, and they get 3 singles and a couple of runs early in this ballgame. Avisail Garcia. Strike on the outside corner. White Sox have lost 9 straight road games, a streak they'd like to end here tonight. And softly back to Pelfrey. 3 hits, a couple of early runs for the White Sox in the series opener. come back against the White Sox. With this Menards batting order, Brian Dozier in the leadoff spot, then Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Josh Willingham, Oswaldo Arcia, Trevor Plouffe, Chris Colabello, Clete Thomas, and Pedro Florimo.
And the only right-handed starter in the rotation right now for the Chicago White Sox. It goes to a guy from Brazil, Andre Rienzo making just his 4th major league start. He started against Mike Pelfrey in that game last Saturday. Got a no decision. He, like Pelfrey, walked 5 in that ball game.
And Dozier takes strike 1.
Twins only scored 1 inning off of them, and that was a couple home runs. Justin Morneau hit a 3-run home run. A couple batters later, Arcia hit a solo home run.
1-1. Walks are high. Opponent batting average nice and low. A couple of home runs. The White Sox are trying to figure out what they have in this young man. 2-1.
Rienzo, 25 years old, born and raised in Brazil. Now, Yan Gomes is also born in Brazil, but he kind of went to school here in the States.
Big pop-up behind second base. Thanks. Ramirez, and it's Ramirez with the catch, 1 away. We'll bring up Joe Mauer. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Another 5-hit game for Joe Mauer. And Ichiro Suzuki, the only player with more of them since 2004.
Yeah, I like what Ron Gardenhire said about Joe Mauer. You know, he's a gifted athlete. Great hand-eye coordination. You can pick up that ball right away. And very quick wrists. That's what they said about Rod Carew, too. You know, he stays back, waits long, and lets that ball get deep, and then just pops the wrist. And it's usually, that ball usually hits the fat part of the barrel of the bat.
Another thing they said of Carew, and they've said said it about Puckett, and they say it about Mauer. They'll get 3 hits in a game, and they're not satisfied. They're very demanding of themselves to continue to have good at bats and have the same type of at bat in the 8th inning, whether you're 0 for 3 or 3 for 3. And I think we see that in Joe on a nightly basis. 1-1. Rienzo to Mauer. Just outside, 2-1.
Yeah, Rienzo, 6'3", about 190, goes straight over the top. He's got pretty good curveball, down type break, a 12-6 type curveball, mix in a slider and a changeup along with his fastball.
Lifted to left, and De Aza for out number 2. And that'll bring up Justin Morneau, who, as soon as we switch to the month of August, Ron Coomer, we've seen glimpses of the Justin Morneau of old.
Well, you sure have. And, you know, you look at what he did in Chicago with the home runs, and he's really getting through the baseball. And I think the big key now is he's not pitchable. What we saw earlier in the year is Justin going through some issues of you know, pitches away where he was just kind of flipping at him and shooting him the other way, but not driving him the other way. And I think now his balance is better. He's driving the ball to all fields, and when they do come in, he's making pitchers pay.
1 strike from Rienzo to Morneau, and that outside. We've talked when he was struggling, Ron, about, well, he just missed his pitch. How many times did we see a belt-high fastball get fouled into the screen behind home plate? And now it seems like he's connecting on that pitch. Liner to the first baseman, Konerko climbing as high as he can, and Morneau lines out to end the inning.
Pelfrey back on the hill for the Twins tonight. He knows the number one thing he needs to work on is his pitch count and keeping it down. Now, since July 11th, Pelfrey has thrown more pitches per inning than all but one pitcher in the American League, and he threw 18 pitches in the first inning, so just a little under that average. But Bert, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. How can he get that number down? Well,
just trusting your stuff down in the strike zone. If you miss down in the strike zone. See, every pitch that I have seen so far, all 3 hits in that first inning, even the outs to Ramirez and Konerko, all were about thigh high. I have yet to see him miss down where Joe has to, catch it below his shin guards. Everything is belt high or thigh high. You're not going to last too long if you continue to pitch in that zone. There's a good pitch right there. That ball was good, had a little movement on it, down and away. And I guarantee you, if Gillespie hits that ball, it's going to be a ground ball because that ball had some tilt on it. That's where you want to stay. Now, can you repeat it? And that's what Pelfrey's had a tough time doing this year, is repeating good quality pitches. Another pitch up.
Nice deft pickup by Florimon, one away.
So he got away with that one right there. After a good sinker down and away, Joe wanted it inside, but it left out over the plate. Gillespie hitting that ball sharply, but a nice play by the defense, and that being Florimon right there on that play.
Tough short hop, and Florimon picked it. 1 down. That'll bring up Josh Phegley, the Chicago catcher. Off the plate, ball 1.
Yeah, Phegley going to get an opportunity to get some at-bats here. 265 minor league hitter in 5 seasons with the White Sox. Her number 1 pick back in 2009.
That's grounded foul.
Phegley was hitting .316 down in Charlotte AAA before he got called up. Hit 15 home runs, drove in 41.
Bert, I got a question for you with Pelfrey. You talked about, trusting your stuff. And I think what we've seen with Pelfrey, and we talked about it in the pregame show, is his ability to get ahead in the count at times, but then the inability to have that out pitch. And I think, and we talked about it on the call, the foul ball after foul ball, and then pitching around the zone. Is there a way for him to change that routine or that pattern? Is it just going after hitters and throwing more strikes when you're ahead?
It's getting it down and away. I always go back to the Ted Williams chart. I saw it at a very young age. If Ted Williams, he had a hit chart that every ball was in a certain zone. If it would have been down the middle, Ted Williams said, I would have hit 600, throughout my career if every pitch right there. Down and away on the black, he would have hit 262 if every pitch was down and away. To a left-handed hitter, down and away, what's that tell you as a pitcher? Control down and away, and that's one thing I have not seen Pelfrey do a better job of, and that's controlling that fastball down and away to whether it's a right-hander or a left-handed hitter. That's how you get better.
2-2 to Phegley.
Controlling the fastball down in the zone.
Well, and I'm keeping track of the foul balls today just because, and again, you mentioned Scott Baker, who had his pitch count run up constantly because he would get to 2 strikes, as Pelfrey is with Phegley, and there'd be 1 foul ball after another. Pelfrey has thrown 28 pitches, and 8 of them have been foul balls.
Well, you see where the Fox track is. Everything's up in the zone. He's a big guy, 6'7". He weighs in at about 230, 240, but he's a guy that really has to stay back and create that good angle. But that angle right now, he's kind of leading more with the palm of his hand than out front. That's the work part. To get over that baseball.
Yeah, I've got a great vantage point, and his pitches are pretty flat right now.
And a strikeout for out number 2.
And that's even a flat pitch right there. It's just that the hitter swung through it.
Now's as good a time as any to get a group together and head down to Target Field. Organize your business, church, school, or maybe a couple dozen of your neighbors. Make a game of it. Visit twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS. Get a great deal on group tickets today. 2 gone in the second. Jordan Danks, the batter. And a slow breaking ball, strike 1.
Yeah, in that outing last Saturday, Pelfrey gave up 1 home run, and that was a solo home run leading off the second inning to Jordan Danks.
Cracked his bat, I think. A foul ball into the seats.
Doing a good job of getting strike one. 7 of 9 first pitch strikes.
And a couple of times now he's gotten a hitter 0-2, including this at bat with Jordan Danks.
Make something happen right here. Just make a good. This is 0-2. You want to stay down in the zone. If you drop it on the other side of home plate, good for you.
And a strikeout. And a couple of them. And a 1-2-3 second inning. It's 2-0 Chicago. Alejandro De Aze in left, Jordan Danks in center, Avisail Garcia in right, Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, Konerko, the infielders, Begley doing the catching. Twins didn't get a base runner in the first inning. Josh Willingham will start the second. He takes ball one. Willingham, the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Arcia and Plouffe, 1-1. Willingham out there in left field for a couple of games in the Cleveland series. Hit by a pitch, taken out of the ball game for a pinch runner in the 8th inning. Went in the dirt, and then the Twins saw the Indians come back to tie the game with a 4-run 8th, and they ended up winning the game in extra innings. One of the toughest losses for the Twins over the last few weeks. Had a chance to win the series, but did not get it done. Just down and away. 3-1.
Well, hitters count right here. Rienzo has given up 2 home runs, both of them to the Twins, this being his 4th major league start.
Toward the hole, backhanded by Ramirez. He sets and fires. Good play. Willingham retired. Ramirez with a high number of errors, but he can still make the spectacular play if you give him the opportunity. And that was maybe not spectacular, but a very good play.
Yeah, the White Sox defensively, 80 errors. Ramirez has made 19 at short.
You can spend some time tonight casting your vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. One down, Oswaldo Arcia, the batter. Strike at the knees. Arcia gets the first Twins hit. Off the end of the bat. Take a big turn at first. And hold up with a 1-out single.
Well, he did a good job of keeping his hands back right there. And just even though it's off the end of the bat, took it right back up the middle. more and more experience this young 22-year-old gets at this level, the better thing he's going to be. Good piece of hitting right there. Ron Coomer, you're down there. That's a pretty good pitch. It looked like it's tailing away.
Yeah, I think that's the pitch you were talking about last inning. And he just kind of served it into center field, but he stayed on the ball with his eyes, and I think that's the big key. But this Rienzo, in watching, we talked last inning with Pelfrey about the angle of his pitches. Well, from my vantage point, they have a great vantage point of the angle and tilt of fastballs and breaking balls. Now, Rienzo has very good tilt on his fastball up to down, and that's why even when he's been behind in the count, we've seen some ground balls.
High pop-up behind third. Ramirez will let Diaza have it. And Plouffe retired, out number 2.
Hey, I want to congratulate the Burnsville American Legion team. They are going to the American Legion World Series. They're going to be playing tomorrow in Shelby, North Carolina. Their first game is at 9:30 Eastern time, 8:30 here. So Burnsville American Legion team, congratulations.
Absolutely. Two down, Chris Colabello, the batter. Twins with the tying run at the plate, down a couple of runs after the White Sox put 3 hits together to score a couple of runs in the first. Colabello takes a strike.
Yeah, that's that straight over the top fastball that Ron Coomer was talking about, like Rienzo doing straight. Good job. Straight over the top, keeping the ball down. That's what we're talking about, Mike Pelfrey. Not too many pitches up.
Up and away, 1-1.
See, when you do elevate a fastball once in a while, the ball that Plouffe just hit, if your angle is down, 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 and you've got great tilt, when you do elevate one, you know, let's say mid-chest, it's so tough to lay off that pitch for a hitter because your eyes have been adjusted to seeing the ball going down. You end up swinging at that pitch up, and you end up popping it up more times than not.
Yeah, Rienzo was pitching pretty well in AAA. Charlotte 8-6 in 20 starts. Then got the call up.
In the dirt, 2-1. Colabello has picked up quite a few hits over the last week or so in his last 6 or 7 games. He's hitting .409, but maybe more impressively with 6 walks. When he first was called up, it was almost impossible to walk him, but now he's taking a few walks, and not coincidentally, I don't think, having a little more success swinging the bat. A swing and a miss there. 2-2.
Yeah, big swing right there. That'll loosen your back up.
He's loose now. That's good. It's tough to hit that ball that hard, that far, when it's down and away like that.
2-2 to Colabello with Arcia at first. Checked his swing. 3-2 with Clete Thomas on deck. Arcia will get an early start from first base.
Konerko asking whether to stay at first base, which he's going to.
And Colabello gets a foul ball with Arcia off on the pitch. It's odd, left-handed pitching, left-handed starting pitching around baseball is a premium, and yet the White Sox have 4 of them. And as you said, Rienzo, the only righty in the rotation right now.
Yeah, he got the call up in late July after pitching a no-hitter down in AAA. He had an 11 strikeout ball game, and then I guess you pitch a no-hitter in AAA, you get the call up.
Another 3-2 to Colabello. And big swing and a miss. A strikeout. Arcia left the board. 2-0 Chicago after 2.
Watch Fox Sports 1.
Our thanks to Joe Mauer. America's new sports network is almost here. Fox Sports 1 will be your home for live sports. Shows like The Crowd Goes Wild. Regis Philbin is hosting that show, I believe. Fox Football Daily and Fox Sports Live, the news and highlights show fans have been waiting for. America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1, premieres in 2 days. Didn't you do an interview with Regis a couple days ago?
Yes, I did.
For the show, I would imagine. Or did Regis just want to talk with you for no reason at all?
Well, he had some guests on there, and yeah, I guess.
1-1.
Guess they put it on tape.
Alejandro De Aza, the batter, singled and scored in the first. 2-1. Nope, Pelfrey just had a really good second inning with a couple of strikeouts and a handful of pitches. He'll try to back it up with another one here in the third.
A good off-speed pitch right there. De Aza swung through it. Sometimes early on you're up in the zone automatically because you're too strong. You know, you want to overthrow that ball, but really from the third inning on, that's where you really concentrate on down. Good pitch down, but missing.
3-2.
Pelfrey, the Mets' #1 pick out of Wichita State back in 2004, had the Tommy John surgery, now recovering from it. This is kind of a rehab year for Pelfrey, and not going the way that he is expected it to go.
Well, I asked Ron Gardenhire today whether the workload, I know it's just 108 in the third innings coming into play today, but keeping in mind that just over a year ago he had Tommy John surgery, and whether he was reaching an end to his workload or whatever, and he said, well, it might be a factor. There must be a reason why July was so good and August has been so bad.
You know, I don't get into the conditioning part of every starter. You know, I mean, to me, you're going to go as long as your legs carry you. A lot of it is just working out front, and that's what I think I've seen already here in the first inning. Every pitch left up. Could it be because he's too strong early on? Giving up 17 runs in that first inning, but the whole idea is just trying to get on top of that baseball to create that downward plane, almost what the Rienzo's been able to do in the first 2 innings.
Runner goes. Mauer's throw. And on one hop, wouldn't have been in time anyway, but then the ball rolled out of Floramone's glove. A stolen base for De Aza. The team's now 9 for 11 with Pelfrey on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, again, De Aza getting a pretty good jump right here. Good throw, one hopped right there by Floramone that tries to apply the tag, but you can see De Aza already on top of that bag. Steals his 15th base and gets into scoring position.
And now Beckham with a 1-strike count.
Well, Beckham knows what his job is right here. Try to get De Aza over to third.
Tapper, and he's going to try to advance, and Floramone will fire on the run, make the play. And De Aza got a good jump on a slow chopper and was able to advance even though the ball was hit to the left side.
Yeah, he read that very well right there. De Aza able to get over to third base now with 1 out. But what I'm talking about is a lot of times when you lead with the palm of your hand, your fingers are back here, where you want to get on top of that baseball, so it's almost that little pull down at the end. To throw a good fastball down, it's this way. To throw a good curveball, it's down. It's that snap at the end. And a lot of times we see Pelfrey kind of leading that way rather than out front.
By the way, you like my tie?
Very nice tie.
I got
Who
this.
gave it to you?
I got this from Ian, who is maybe the greatest Twins fan in England, and this is the official tie of Newcastle United, the soccer team out there. And so I told him I would wear it tonight, and whatever time of day it is, today or tomorrow in Newcastle.
Actually
Ian,
looks good for you. That's probably one of the first ties that actually looks good on you.
Well, thank you. Infield
you're
in.
welcome. That's what I'm here for.
1-0 and a little looper to left. And making the catch is Arcia. Here's his throw to the plate. And again, it's offline. Arm strength is one thing, but accuracy is another. And we've seen some outfield throws by Twins outfielders in time to make plays just offline.
He had a little trouble getting that ball out of his glove, and that gave, De Aza, who's got good speed, to score. Even a good throw would have been a bang-bang play at home plate.
Well, the White Sox scoring 3 runs, the likes of which the Twins could not score in Chicago last weekend. Here's a walk, a stolen base, a ground ball to the left side, advancing the runner to third, a productive out, and it's 3-0 Chicago. Here's Adam Dunn. Strike one.
And I think, guys, that play in left field, I actually think De Aza surprised Arcia in left field because of the shallowness of the ball hit. That he took an extra step, not thinking he was going to tag, and ended up having to rush his throw a little bit and threw it off line.
Yeah, I just didn't think he got a good grip on that baseball right off the get-go. I almost hesitated. There's a good pitch down.
1-2 to Dunn.
Take a look right here. The ball hit kind of on a soft line drive, but right here, you see that little hesitation? And that allows one big giant step for De Aza, which isn't that long, but he can fly.
And Dunn strikes out. That ends the inning, but the White Sox get a run without a hit. It's 3-0. Link, your link to what's next. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. Quick start for the White Sox. They played small ball, piranha ball to score 3 runs. And Clee Thomas takes strike one from Andre Rienzo. Thomas, Florimon, and Dozier in the Twins' third.
Thomas ended up getting 3 hits in yesterday's ball game. Second time this season he's had a 3-hit game.
Twins have 1 hit against Rienzo as Arcia's 1-out single in the second. 2-1. 30 pitches for Rienzo, 16 strikes. That would make 14 balls.
Very good. Minnesota man.
On a line, bobbled by Ramirez. He picks it up and throws him out. Ramirez with 19 errors, and some of them on balls like that hit right at him.
Well, sometimes balls hit this sharply right here. You can see a little bit of sink. He tried to play the short hop, but able to get that ball as it kind of got behind him for the first out.
1 down, Pedro Florimon, the batter. Outside, ball 1. And up and away, 2-0. Twins will stick to an early lead. Strike called.
Not overpowering, that fastball at 87, but you know, there's a guy that spent 7 seasons in the White Sox organization in the minor leagues, 97 starts.
And on 3 hops to Beckham. 2 down.
Won 37 ball games in the minor leagues. Very good combined all those years at a 3.46 earned run average.
It's almost Minnesota State Fair time. Join Fox Sports North at the fair August 22nd through Labor Day. Find them at 1311 Underwood Street across from the Ballpark Cafe. Register to win tickets to your favorite hometown team. You can record a free sports update. Meet the Fox Sports North girls, including the newest member of the team. And log on to foxsports.com. Click on the upcoming events banner for complete details.
And everything you get is on a stick, right? Everything that you
eat, yes.
Eat, right.
Well, beyond that, they're, you know, bird on a stick. You got the you know, like those fans on a wooden stick. A little dribbler back to the mound. Dozier retired, and the Twins go down 1-2-3 on 10 pitches. During this homestand, we're asking you which current Twins game jersey is your favorite. The Twins are wearing the second version, home blue, with the Twins script across the front. They're wearing that jersey tonight, but use the appropriate hashtag and cast your vote. Paul Konerko with a sacrifice fly to drive in a run in the first.
Does a starter still get to pick the jersey? I think it used to be that way. I don't know if they do that anymore.
You know, you've got alternate jerseys, and now you've got alternate caps. Back in the day, boy, when you played, it was the same jersey. It might have been laundered from the game before. It might not have been.
It might not have been. But the guy we had, there's a good chance it was not.
1-0 to Konerko. And a liner to left, and Arcia comes in, makes the catch easily, 1 away.
You know, some teams would, you know, some people would say, boy, you guys stink. And that's for real. We not only stunk on the field, we also stunk personally.
Quick out here in the fourth, and that'll bring up Avisail Garcia. Next year, of course, the Twins will have the All-Star logo on the variety of jerseys they use, home and road. And Garcia being run out there. He was called up when we were in Chicago last weekend, and the White Sox really want to take a look at their end of the deal. There's the Twins All-Star logo.
Hey, you're talking about the Jake Peavy deal.
You know, it might be a deal given where the White Sox were, where the Tigers and Red Sox are. It could be one of those deals that'll help all 3 ball clubs. So Tigers, we'll see them the next road trip. Will feature Jose Iglesias. under Morneau's glove, and Garcia gets a base hit. He lined out to Pelfrey softly, his first time up, a 1-out single here in the 4th.
Yeah, just 22 years old from Venezuela, signed by the Tigers as a free agent, but a lot of talent in this young man.
Garcia getting a chance to win a right field spot for the White Sox, who dealt later Alex Rios to the Texas Rangers again while we were in Chicago last weekend. The Tigers get a defensive-minded shortstop, and if there's any infield in the American League that needs a little help with its defense, it would be the Tigers. And the Red Sox get a veteran starting pitcher in Jake Peavy. Gillespie the batter. A liner to left center, and Arcia fights the lights, makes the catch. Arcia returning to left field after he had switched over to his preferred position of right field in the Cleveland series.
Yeah, those little soft line drive outs right there sometimes get caught into the lights, and good job by Arcia.
Twins tickets remain available and affordable. Plenty of good baseball left here at Target Field. You can check out the Steal of the Week and demand-based pricing for great deals on single-game purchases all season long. These and other special deals available every day of the week. TwinsBaseball.com/tickets or by calling 800-33-TWINS. 2 gone, a runner aboard. Here's Josh Phegley. Went down swinging his first time up. Strike on the outside corner.
That's a pitch I'm talking about right there. Just outer half of the plate. It doesn't have to be knee high. Just get strike one.
Foul back. 2 strikes.
Pelfrey getting strike one. 13 of 17 batters getting ahead in the count.
Now Burton looking at Pelfrey, obviously last inning and then this inning, his tilt's much better. He's working down in the zone much better. Maybe it is. Maybe it was the case today of him being a little strong going into the first inning.
Here's a pitch right here
to right center field, and Thomas over to end the inning. 9 pitches. A scoreless top of the 4th.
By McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by Toyota. Let's go places. To find the nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com.
Beautiful evening here at Target Field. This has been an incredible summer weather-wise. Once it got started, And we haven't had any terribly hot and humid weather. Just a few days around the All-Star break that I can recall. Jeff Keppinger taking over at second base.
Yeah, Gordon Beckham coming out of a ball game.
Trying to figure out what might have gone wrong. Has happened to Gordon Beckham. Here's Joe Mauer to start the Twins fourth, and he takes a strike at the knees.
Well, earlier this year, Beckham had that hamate bone removed. You wonder maybe he hit a ball, maybe hurt it. We'll have to wait and see. I can only guess, and I'm a really good guesser.
Mauer, Morneau, and Willingham trying to get something started against Rienzo. Down and away, 1-1. Tigers leading the Royals 4-1 in the first of a 5-game series. They had 4 scheduled. Rain out earlier, doubleheader tomorrow at Comerica Park, and a critical series for the Royals.
Yes, it is.
Sliced foul 1-2, and the Tigers might very well treat the challenge of the Royals like they did the challenge by the Cleveland Indians. Just rub Kansas City's nose in it, win 3 or 4 of the ball games, and then, you know, I mean, they've done that. The Tigers have moved along through the season. Maybe they haven't won as many games as a lot of people thought they would, but they've handled the challengers so far this year. Mauer rolls out to second. Keppinger with an easy play, 1 out. And that'll bring up Morneau.
Tigers coming into play 6 games ahead of the Cleveland Indians. Kansas City 7.5. So yeah, that little 5-game series, they'd like to win 4 or 5 if they can. Well, it's tough. 2 good pitching matches, 2 good pitching teams though going at it as far as starters. Kansas City with a good starting staff, as the Tigers do.
Morneau takes down and away ball 1. Jeremy Guthrie with a great career mark against Detroit. Starting for the Royals tonight, but it's 4-1 Detroit in the 7th. 1-0 to Morneau. Off the end of the bat, and a foul ball. Morneau with a liner just within reach of Konerko at first to end the first inning. For a brief time, the Royals got ahead of the Indians, but then Cleveland won the last 2 games of this series, while the Royals lost a couple of games. Down low, 2-1. Twins with just 1 base runner against Rienzo, a clean single to center by Oswaldo Arcia. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Yeah, Rienzo making just his 4th start. His first 2 starts on the road, 1 in Cleveland, 1 in Detroit. Both of them quality starts. 5 runs allowed in the first 13 innings that he pitched.
Tapper left side, easy play for Gillespie. 2 down. Ground ball outs. Last 5 outs have been on grounders. Tune in on Friday at 10:30 for a special summer edition of Wolves Weekly. Dave Benz and John Falk discuss new faces on the team. Get to know George Udang as he strolls around Las Vegas. Let's get a look behind the scenes of the Timberwolves Dancers auditions. Watch Wolves Weekly tomorrow at 10:30 only on Fox Sports North. Here's Willingham, strike 1. Willingham bounced out his first time out.
Well, Dick, and to your point, Willingham grounded out to short on a 3-1 pitch, and it's, you know, the bottom line is with Rienzo, it's the tilt of his fastball, as we saw that pitch there, up a little bit, but he's at great tilt going down the zone, and all the Twins hitters, or most of them, unless he really elevates, you know, it's tough to get to square the ball up. They're on it, but they hit the top half and drive it in the ground.
Rienzo really maybe getting a ball that wasn't rubbed up very good, making sure that is rubbed up. Last 5 outs for the Twins have come on ground ball outs. So moving the ball around.
1-2.
Trying to utilize the seams of that baseball.
Breaking ball fouled off a foot. 1-2.
Yeah, we just showed you a couple angles right there of him moving the ball in his glove. he may set it up for a breaking ball and then moving it around for a fastball. That's what we kind of saw. He had a little movement with the fastball down and away. That time he did not change. A little movement again.
Foul tip, and Phegley can't hang on. 51 pitches for Rienzo, and he hasn't had any trouble at all tonight.
You see straight over the top, and that's what Ron Coomer's talking about. Creating that angle, that tilt toward the catcher's glove at home plate. Even though you miss, he misses down in the strike zone.
Laced on one hop to Gillespie. Good play by Gillespie. A ball hit right at him, but very quick and a wicked one hop. He stayed with it.
Jamie Hirsch inside the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle with Doug and Jan. They are celebrating 49 blissful years of marriage. I got to ask you, what's the key to a happy marriage?
Well, like I said before, I think Twins baseball has been keeping us real happy.
Good answer. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we'll hope that the Twins can come back here tonight. Meanwhile, we'll give you $100 of scratch-off tickets to the Minnesota Lottery to help enjoy your anniversary.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy the game, Dick and Bert.
Yeah, happy 49th to that loving couple. That is awesome. 49 years.
We got to invite them back again next year for their 50th.
I remember John Kinderman having his wife Jane. They're going to be celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary later this week.
All right. At the ball game, I hope.
We hope so.
1-1 to Jordan Danks. 2-1.
John Kinderman was a security guard forever. Mainly at our clubhouse and visiting clubhouse. He was all over. Good inning in the fourth inning for Pelfrey. He needed only 9 pitches.
And a soft liner to Florimon, 1 away.
And that's being pitch number 50 right there.
And that'll bring up De Aza.
Excuse me, 60, I believe I said. 50, 60.
Well, I'm glad you made that mistake on the pitch count, not the anniversary, because John Kinderman wouldn't want to be thought of to be married for 60 years, although
one day hopefully they will be.
We hope that to be the case, but that necessarily would add 10 more years to his age. De Aza with a single and a walk and 2 runs scored. He takes strike 1. And strike 2. Take a look at the pitch count is good. The strike percentage is good. 62 pitches, 45 strikes, approaching a 3-to-1 strike to ball ratio. Tapper right side, Morneau to his right. Pelfrey covers. 2 down.
That was an excellent pitch right there. That had good sink, great location for the ground ball out. Take a look at this pitch right here. I mean, this is the angle that a guy at 6'7" would like to create. Watch Joe Mauer sitting down and away. Look at that. Knee high, little sink to it, and that's all Piazza could do is beat it in the ground. And Morneau flips it over to Pelfrey for the second out. Good job.
Keppinger will hit. Beckham went 1 for 2 with a run scored. And we have not received any word as to why Beckham left the game.
Okay, you just missed up and in right here. Now tell yourself to get back down in the strike zone. These are little reminders you have to tell yourself as a pitcher. Stay back, create that downward play. And you get back to even in the count. Now, Keppinger's been a disappointment really for the White Sox after hitting .325 last year for the Rays in 115 games. White Sox, they signed him to a 3-year contract.
If you're James Loney and you're having a great year with the Rays on a 1-year deal and you're going to re-enter the free agent market, you might find the interest. Ball flipped down the right field line. It'll be back in the seats. You might find interest tempered a little bit because of players like Keppinger who've gone to Tampa and found something that has rejuvenated their careers, but then you have a tough time duplicating that in another location.
Well, Fernando Rodney went over there, and you know he's doing very well. Joe Maddon, excellent manager. He has a very good staff and seems to turn around some of the kids that maybe are looking for improvement.
Good inning again for Pelfrey. He's completed 5, but the White Sox did their damage early. They lead it 3-0. Comes from Jason in Albany, Minnesota. And what are your thoughts on the proposed Major League Baseball playing a review system? Here it is in a nutshell. It hasn't been approved yet. My initial thought it's going to save Ron Gardenhire and the other managers a lot of money because they're very unlikely now to be kicked out of a ball game. But here's what is hoped to be instituted starting next year. A manager will have one challenge for the first 6 innings. If he challenges a call and it is a correct challenge, he doesn't burn it up. He'll get a chance to use it again in the first 6 innings. And then there are 2 such challenges from the 7th inning on. So the hope is that particularly at the critical parts of the game late, the right call will be made. Now, you will not be able to, as a manager. Here's Arcia driving one to right center field, up towards the gap, and making the catch out near the track is Abisail Garcia, one away. As a manager, you will not be able to argue and then appeal. So the challenge would be for, let's say, a close play at first base. You challenge it. Then the manager doesn't go out to argue with the umpire. He simply notifies the umpiring crew that he's challenging it. And the one impression I have, I guess, is that I'm not so sure that instead of lengthening the game, it might not shorten the game.
So I think, you know what, baseball's trying to find a way to make it quicker. This is just going to prolong it, in my opinion.
Well,
Gardy going to have a red flag? Is that what he throws out?
I don't know whether it's going to be a flag, whether you just go to the home plate umpire like you would for a double switch. But what's going to happen behind the scenes, and you know, the Twins have a video coordinator now in Sean Harlan. It might be his responsibility, somebody else's. There's going to be a very quick form of communication, I would imagine, between a video monitor, maybe the video room itself, and the manager saying, yeah, challenge it, challenge it.
Dick, what we've heard so far, and my explanation is the video people are going to be in New York, that are going to be the people
by the league, right. But what I'm saying, Ron, is the managers are going to have a very quick resource as to whether to challenge it or not, because as you know, the view from the dugout sometimes isn't the best. And so somebody who has access, here's a deep drive to left center field toward the bullpens. Good, a home run. Trevor Plouffe into the Sox bullpen, and the Twins are on the board.
A home run number 12 on the year for Trevor Plouffe. He got a pitch up and hammered it into the bullpen. Good swing right there by Trevor Plouffe. High fastball. And now of the 12 home runs, 10 have been hit off of right-handed pitchers for Trevor Plouffe. His 8th home run hit here at Target Field.
And that'll bring up Colabello, another Twins run against the White Sox with the home run. In the 4-game series in Chicago last weekend, every run the Twins scored came on a home run. And now Colabello lifts it to right field. Back near the warning track, Garcia makes the catch out number 2.
Again, last week, that 4-game series, 19 runs scored by the Twins, winning 3 of 4. And all 19 via the home run. And the Twins' first run put on the board here in this 4-game series, a home run by Trevor Plouffe. 12 of them hit by the Twins in 4+ games.
And now 116 on the year and 119 games counting tonight's game. Clete Thomas, the batter, a bouncer to short his first time up. Anyway, I think it's a great step forward for baseball. I really do. I think it's going to make sure critical calls in regular season games and specifically playoff games will be the correct calls.
I disagree. Only because, you know what, I think these umpires do a great job. And yeah, of course they're going to miss some calls. Is it going to affect something? I don't know. I just think they're prolonging the game. Ron, how do you feel about that as a player?
Well, I definitely think it's going to extend the length of a ball game. But I think in the past few years we've seen so many mistakes that are tough calls for umpires that have cost ball games, big games, playoff games, perfect games. And I think, you know, there's got to be a way of trying to get the calls right, because that's what everybody wants, including the umpires. Get the calls right, and also not totally slowing down the game. The umpires, I think, of all the sports, I think Major League Baseball, the umpires do the best job of all the Major League sports. But I also think this is the toughest.
And Thomas drops a base hit into center field with 2 outs in the 5th. And that's an important point. The Umpires Union, the Players Association, And the owners themselves have to approve all of this. This is just what is being approved. Now, for the owners, it has to be 75%. But, you know, baseball did it the right way. They went about it the right way. They got some very learned people to come up with this system, like Joe Torre, Tony La Russa, and some people who've been around the game on the field and in the manager's hot seat to help devise this system. Florimo, the batter.
You know, you can argue a home run call. You know, they go in and review it. What's it take, 5 minutes? Well, you add that another couple 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you're up at 15, 20 minutes in a ball game, maybe on calls.
Well, how many calls like that? How many of the new reviewable calls would there be in a game? Well, we'll, you know, maybe have a chance to guesstimate that through this 4-game series. How many in this 4-game series would be reviewable next year at this time? 1-0 to Florimo and a foul back. And in listening to both Tony La Russa and Joe Torre today, they said, you know, you might have a series and there might only be one call, like for the home runs. How often do we see that in Twins games? What, once a month, maybe?
Right. Well, maybe 3-4 times a year. If
yeah,
not.
yeah. 1-1 to Florimo. But it will save managers a lot of money because there really will not be any situation, or at least there shouldn't be.
Oh, Gardy will find a way.
Can only save you some money.
Yeah. Down low, 2-1. Twins making a little noise here in the 5th inning. They have the home run from Plouffe, and now a base hit by Thomas.
Yeah, Rienzo had retired 9 straight going back to the 2nd inning, but then the home run by Plouffe, and then with 2 outs, the base hit by Thomas hit into center.
Strike call. There's one other thought about, you mentioned the umpires do a great job, and they do. And for that reason, too, I think no one wants to be put in the situation Jim Joyce was in a few years ago, where he just felt terrible, still does to this day, that he cost Armando Galarraga a perfect game. He missed the call. And it would be so easy now to reverse it. Bouncer to second. Keppinger has it. Twins get on the board on a Plouffe home run. It's 3-1 after 5.
Coomer asked me with 2 outs and 2 strikes on a hitter, but about Pelfrey maybe being a little bit too strong early on, and I think that's what he was, because he left some pitches up. The White Sox came out, scored a couple runs, a sacrifice fly right there off the bat of Paul Konerko, but Pelfrey has settled down nicely. Last 3 innings, outstanding. And there it is right there. Good pitch, strike one. Rienzo with 5 innings. Pelfrey with 5. Both have settled down nicely.
The one walk costly for Pelfrey. It was a leadoff walk. Strike over the inside corner, an off-speed pitch. Leadoff walk in the 3rd inning, and the White Sox got their 3rd run without the benefit of a hit. Ramirez thought that pitch was inside.
This is a guy that over his career, in his 6th season with the White Sox, has really enjoyed hitting against the Twins pitching staff. .318 lifetime hitter coming into this ball game, and so far this year he's hitting .365.
Had gone more than 4 months without hitting a home run, and he hit 2 of them last week against the Twins.
Yeah, Gordon Beckham leaving the ball game with a right quad strain.
Ooh, that's not good.
There, you get ahead. Now it's, now 2-2. So get back into that strike zone. 4 strikeouts for Pelfrey.
Off the end of the bat, 2-hop skip to Dozier.
Good pitch, down and away. Good little breaking ball.
Ramirez retired. That'll bring up Adam Dunn. Another guy we used to talk about how he would sometimes start the game too strongly for the Twins and would need to tire out a little bit. Another sinker baller. We'll get another look at really good pitch down and away, and a weak swing by Ramirez. Nick Blackburn is going to have knee surgery tomorrow, and his season's going to be done. It was just a terrible last couple of years, 3 years, I guess, for Nick, who's had one health issue right after another, and his time with the Twins will be done.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad for Nick Blackburn. He kept trying to come back, but all those injuries that you mentioned just started piling up.
Forearm, wrist, and now the knee. Florimon gets in front of it.
Another good pitch down in the zone.
2 down. And that'll bring up Paul Konerko.
Even though Pelfrey is down 3-1 right now, you know what? I mean, he's starting to find that little bit of a groove. So this has to be a positive right here. Just wherever he ends up, hopefully going 7-8 innings, keep and stay right where he's at.
You know what we've seen too after the first few innings, this whole pitch to contact philosophy that so many Twins pitchers have, that works if you put the ball in play. But as we talked about briefly earlier tonight, in Pelfrey's case, so many 2-strike fouls, and pitching to contact really can do more harm than good. It can work against you if that contact is one foul ball after another. Occasionally you need to get the guys to swing and miss.
Yeah, there's a pitches per inning, 76 so far. Some nice quick innings for Pelfrey, especially the last 4 innings, and hopefully get this last out.
Down low, 2-0.
Now he made the adjustment on that first pitch to Konerko. Watch his arm right here. Watch his arm. You see that ball where it leads up? That's what I'm saying, leading with the palm. Then he made the adjustment, got over that ball. Even though he missed low, he got the ball back in the strike zone.
He hits the corner with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
You know, guys, when you look at Pelfrey, too, and I'm speaking as an infielder, the pace of the game has been much better, too, today. He's on the mound, he's on the rubber, and even though Konerko has stepped out, he's getting ready to get the sign and deliver the baseball. In this game, the pace has gone pretty well because he's been ready to throw the ball when he gets it back.
You know, they said in New York that he was almost like a human rain delay sometimes out there, where he would just, everybody would be playing on their heels because he took too much time. But here tonight, you know, sometimes it might take a little something to click in that, hey, you know what? Watch some of these guys. Watch Alberts, how he pitched about his business. You know, get the ball, let's go. Kevin Correa, same thing. Get the ball, let's go.
Pop up short center. Thomas hustling in. Dozier out. That's going to cork its way into center field for a bloop hit.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. That right off the end of the bat, that ball had some spin on it.
Fans, if you're looking for a new pair of sunglasses, be here tomorrow night. The first 10,000 fans will get a pair of Twins branded Aviator sunglasses prior to the game, presented by the Beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel. You get tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS or visiting twinsbaseball.com. Another good crowd here tonight. I would guess 33,000, something like that. Had over 35,000 yesterday, and to me the most remarkable stat, or the most encouraging thing about the Twins season this year, is the tremendous fan support to the deep right field corner. Colabello with a catch in fair territory to end the inning. It's 3-1 Chicago, going to the bottom of the sixth.
I'm Jamie Hirsch with the subject of tonight's Grand Casino Social Spotlight. Major League Baseball earlier today announcing some proposed changes to the review system. And we want to know your thoughts. If you use the hashtag MLB Challenge, you can share what you think about the play review system. Again, just proposed. The owners will vote on it later this fall. And the manager would be able to challenge certain calls under this new system. You can read more about it on foxsportsnorth.com right now. But use that hashtag MLB Challenge to tweet your thoughts, and we'll share our favorites in our post-game show, guys.
Well, that sounds good, Jamie. Thank you. And remembering that the whole system that was announced today needs to be approved by the Players Association, the umpires, and the owners. Check swing. No swing. 1-1 to Dozier, leading off the sixth. Dozier, Mauer, and Morneau. Twins got a run back in the fifth on the Plouffe home run. Down and away, 2-1. You looked at Rienzo's numbers and you saw a high number of walks per innings pitched, but he not only hasn't walked anyone, I don't know that he's had a 3-ball count. Sharply hit, and that crawled up the arm of Ramirez, and Dozier will reach. Another probable error for Ramirez on a sharply hit ground ball. Looked like it hit the heel and went right up his sleeve.
Yeah, that's a ball that should be caught right there, and if it is an error, which it is, that'll be Ramirez's 20th error of the year. Well, Dozier hitting the ball sharply, but Ramirez, you can see that ball kind of crawl up his arm. He dropped it, and the error is charged.
Now, he's played in every game for the White Sox. See Rienzo showing some emotion. We'll see if the Twins can do something with the error here. Mauer 0 for 2, a fly to left and a ground ball to second. And a strike. A good spot for one of Mauer's patented doubles. There's 32 of them to lead the team. It's a final. Detroit beating Kansas City 4-1. Pushing the Royals 8.5 games back at Detroit. Down low. The Royals' competition, though, probably isn't Detroit anyway. It's just winning enough games to win a wild card spot. And to that end, they are a game and a half behind the team they'll face the most here on out, the Cleveland Indians. 1-1 to Mauer.
Throw over the first. Actually, Dozier leading the Twins in stolen bases with 9. Twins have only stolen 38 bases on the year.
Up high, 2-1. It's a big part of the reduced base stealing total, at least the hope for base stealing total this year. The fact that Aaron Hicks is now in AAA and hurt and wasn't getting on base enough when he was here. David Percy warming up in the Chicago bullpen. 2-1 to Mauer. Swing and a miss. It is 2-2.
High fastball at 88.
Joe out the first 2 times on off-speed pitches. Got Joe's timing off. Taken low, 3-2. Mauer may not walk 100 times this year. He's almost certain to strike out 100 times this year. It's just his 4th 3-ball count. Speaking of Rienzo. He's yet to walk a batter. Dozier goes. Or fouls it back. Amazing. The league batting average with a full count is only .218. That's surprising. And then you look at Mauer's at .354.
And that's why Dozier was taking off right there, because the way that Joe swings the bat. And hopefully an extra base hit here or a gapper will get Dozier over to third.
Dozier goes in the pitch line foul.
Rienzo with only 1 strikeout coming Olivella in the 2nd inning.
There hadn't been a lot of well-hit balls against Rienzo. Obviously the home run was. Thomas kind of eased a line drive into center field. Dozier with a sharp grounder leading to the air. Another 3-2 to Mauer. Slice to the corner with Dozier taking off again.
Dozier getting his sprints in. 8 pitches so far in this at bat.
Merkel giving him a hard time.
And Scotty Alger says, "You got the green light again, young man." Scotty Alger, the first base coach.
Just in case he left early.
And Dozier's probably saying thank you very much. I can catch my breath a little bit.
Dozier goes, and Mauer taps it to the right side. And Rienzo will go to the bag himself. Dozier advancing, 1 away. And that'll bring up Morneau. Again, he got Joe out on that front foot and got him to roll over on a weak grounder. Morneau with a liner to Konerko in the first, and then a ground ball to Gillespie in the fourth. In Chicago, the Twins not only hit a lot of home runs, they hit some timely home runs. Like situations like this. Morneau represents the tying run.
Again, Justin hit a 3-run home run off of Rienzo in Chicago. That tied the game at 3 apiece at the time, and then 2 batters later, Arcia put the Twins up 4-3. The Twins ended up losing that ball game 5-4.
One strike to Morneau. Off the plate, 1-1 in that game. The Twins had in back-to-back innings lead-off doubles, but they couldn't get those doubles around to score, and ended up costing them the ball game. Dozier with a good speed at second base, 1 away. 2-1. Saw Percy warming up. Apparently he's warming up for an Arcia at bat if it happens here in the 6th. He is ready to go, but not called upon here to face Morneau. Swing and a foul.
Seeing right there, that's a pitch that Justin takes a half swing and fouls that ball off. And that's all because of the tilt of the fastball of Rienzo. That ball up and up out of the zone. But when you finally see a ball up, you want to attack it. By the time you can shut down your swing, you've already committed too much. It's all about the tilt of the fastball.
2-2 to Morneau. Got him. 2 down.
Well, good pitch away right there. And Rienzo picks up his second strikeout. Justin wasn't going to beat him inside. Rienzo hitting his spot and Justin swinging through it.
Willingham 0-2 with a couple of ground balls to the left side. Willingham got one of those doubles in Chicago last Saturday. Was left on base. Trying to get Dozier in. The Twins getting an extra out here, and Willingham lines it to center. Dozier around third. He'll score, and that's a big 2-out hit by Josh Willingham. 3-2 score with Willingham driving the first pitch sharply to center.
A good piece of hitting by Josh, because Rienzo hit or left the ball up. Looked like a slider. And Josh didn't try to pull it. He just went with it and ends up picking the RBI. You see where that ball was left, up in the zone, and Willingham picks up his 41st RBI. Thanks to the error by Ramirez, it's a 3-2 ball game.
Don Cooper's going to make a trip to the mound with the Twins within 1. And with Cooper coming to the mound, one would think that Rienzo will get a chance to face Arcia. Quick trip to the mound by the former Twin. This is where pitching coaches and managers they make their money with decisions like this. I would imagine Percy warmed up to face one or both of the left-handers this inning, but the way Rienzo went about his business with Morneau, getting him to strike out, he might get a chance to face Arcia because of it.
And Dick, too, think the Chicago White Sox aren't going anywhere this year. They want to take a good look at Rienzo in these type of situations. So give them the opportunity to try to work out of it, rather than always somebody over your left shoulder, right shoulder, looking to see who's warming up.
And now if he were to look out there, he'd see 2 guys warming up. Matt Lindstrom's joined Percy. Arcia with a single and a fly to right. The fly to right, like Arcia was fooled by it, and he still nearly drove it to the warning track. Outside ball 1. That was one of my impressions. I don't know about yours, but Watching Arcia swing the bat at U.S. Cellular Field. If he were a member of the White Sox, he might hit 35, 40 home runs a year. The way the ball jumps in that ballpark, and the way it jumped off of Arcia's bat.
He hit 3 home runs in that 4-game series. 1 to left, 1 to center, 1 to right.
Right back to the mound, and Rienzo does a nice job getting a couple of tough left-handed batters. The Twins get an unearned run in the 6th.
White Sox scored a couple runs off of Pelfrey in the 1st inning. Adam Dunn's RBI single. But the Twins made it a 3-1 ball game thanks to Trevor Plouffe's home run, his 12th of the year. A solo home run, and we're down by 1. The Twins are, because Mike Pelfrey has really settled down nicely, keeping it a 3-1 ball game. Now it's a 3-2 ball game. Good 2-out hitting by Josh Willingham. Scores Dozier for the Twins' 2nd run.
And so now in the 7th, Connor Gillespie will lead things off against Pelfrey, who delivers low, ball 1. Pitch count still good. Looks like Pelfrey is in position to complete at least 7 innings, and Rienzo gets congratulations in the dugout.
It's a big inning for Pelfrey because only one time this year he has completed 7 innings. That earlier this year against the Phillies.
And can't say that quick enough before your sentence is done. There's a leadoff single. The Twins with Renicky and Thielbar warming up to start the inning.
Well, this is where you stretch it out. This is build your arm strength up right here, and that's what Pelfrey's trying to do. Get out of this inning.
I think the term he's used is empty the tank. He wants to empty the tank, and that's all well and good as long as he continues to keep the White Sox from adding to their 3 runs. Josh Phegley, the batter.
Let's see if he can get a ground ball right here. Maybe Twins turn a double play.
Pass Plouffe down the line, and just a few pitches into the inning. A couple of base hits, hit sharply against Pelfrey. 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Well, Plouffe was playing in because of the possible bunt, and that ball left middle in, and Phegley hitting that ball sharply past Plouffe. Ball came riding right into the swing, and Plouffe almost caught it. Ball got by him.
And now we might be able to see if Jordan Danks can bunt. He has struck out in line to short.
Danks does not have a sacrifice yet this year in 47 ball games.
He does, however, have a 194 batting average.
I'd have to say he's bunting. Didn't show bunt there.
Ball 1.
guess he won't be bunting. He has not had a sacrifice bunt.
Fouled away, 1-1.
I mentioned earlier, Jordan Banks did take Pelfrey deep in that game in Chicago. But he's looking for a ground ball right here.
Joe McEwing giving the signs. One and one. 2-1. The White Sox yesterday lost a ball game where they had 14 hits. Every last one of them were singles. And now here tonight, 7 singles.
This is where you have to rely on that fastball down and away to get it down and hopefully get a ground ball out. This is emptying the tank, especially with the fastball down.
Center, and Thomas over and back makes the catch. Front runner will tag. Gillespie will go to third base. First and third, 1 away. Pretty well hit ball for the first out of the 7th inning.
That's almost like a sacrifice fly right there. I mean, a sacrifice because it was deep enough to allow Gillespie to go from second to third. And that brings out Ron Gardenhire.
Gardenhire giving Pelfrey a chance to start the 7th inning, but again, Pelfrey unable to complete the inning. 6 1/3 innings for Pelfrey. And Thielbar will come in to pitch to De Aza. Pepsi fans of the game, teammates.
Yep.
Trying to start the wave. Our CenturyLink link to what's next. Caleb Thielbar, who's done awfully well overall, particularly against left-handed hitters.
Well, Thielbar has come in and he's really done a great job making his 33rd relief appearance in his rookie season. I mean, yeah, left-handers hitting 118, right-handers hitting only 120, overall 119. 28 strikeouts in 30 2/3 innings. He worked in yesterday's ballgame, third of an inning, and picked up a strikeout. What he'd like to do here, get De Aza to swing through a pitch. Maybe 3 of them.
Ron Gardenhire had the game in hand with Thielbar coming in to finish off an inning, and he had everything set up. Burton in the 7th, Fien in the 8th, Perkins in the 9th if need be, a 4-run lead. But Casey Fien yesterday had the worst outing of the year.
A very rare bad outing for Casey Fien.
4 runs allowed, including a 3-run home run by Jason Giambi. De Aza, first and third, 1 away. Corner infielders playing up, middle infielders at double play depth. Morneau, of course, holding with the runner at first. Thielbar wants a new sequence of signs. Aza for a higher average actually against left-handed pitchers.
He's a lefty that hangs in there, doesn't give away much.
First pitch popped up weakly to Florimo. 2 down. And that'll bring up Kempinger.
That's a good pitch. I said he doesn't give away much, and that ball middle in, and he jams himself to create that pop-up.
Well, Thielbar's done for the day. Through one pitch.
Should have been a reliever.
With Kempinger up in a 1-run ball game, Ron Gardenhire wants to keep it that way. Thielbar has gotten De Aza twice over the last 2 weekends.
Okay, Caleb, go ice.
Thanks for playing our game. He only threw one pitch, but another at best no decision for Mike Pelfrey. Now on FoxSportsNorth.com, Brian Dozier has become a highlight reel regular. So look at the Vikings' second preseason game, and ex-NHL star Theo Fleury helping out a girls hockey player from St. Paul.
Well, Josh Renicky coming in, making his 49th relief appearance, and he'll be facing a Kempinger right here who replaced Gordon Beckham back in the 4th inning. But right-handed hitters hitting only .204 off of Josh Renicky, and since the All-Star break, over 10 innings. They've all been scoreless innings over 11 appearances, so he's been pitching well out of that bullpen.
And we'll say it again. I think we mentioned it over the weekend. You look at Renicky's numbers, and they're only surprisingly good because I don't think he's gotten enough attention out of the Twins bullpen. You think of the relievers, Perkins. The pitch popped up, fouling out of play. Set up men, Burton, then Fiend. From the left side, Dunsing has been alternately good and not so good. You know an awful lot about these guys. Presley, the Rule 5 guy. Thielbar, great story. Swarzak, long relief. But Renicky's been a pretty steady contributor out there.
Yeah, he really has. He's been very consistent, and that's what he was last year for the Rockies before he came over to the Twins.
1 strike, runners on the corners, 2 down. Up high, 1-1.
The Twins actually claimed Renicky off of waivers back in November of last year.
Popped up. Morneau coming in. And a great job by the bullpen. 1 pitch for Thielbar, 3 for Renicky. And the inning ends, as does the threat. Alex Cobb. He took a line drive to the head and has spent some time out and started tonight. Went 5 innings. He's in position to win the ball game for the Rays. There's an Eric Hosmer smash back in the middle of June.
Good for Cobb. My goodness, that is almost career ending right there, but he fought his way back.
It'll be Trevor Plouffe leading off the Twins 7th against Matt Lindstrom.
Well, Lindstrom making his 58th relief appearance in his first season with the White Sox. 46 and 2/3 innings, 46 hits allowed, 23 walks with 33 strikeouts. Fastball, slider type pitcher is Lindstrom.
And Plouffe takes strike 1. A winnable game for the Twins, and they kind of took advantage of a depleted Chicago bullpen last weekend. The top right-handed reliever for the White Sox for most of the year, Jesse Crain, traded even though he was on the disabled list. The top left-handed reliever for the White Sox for many years, Matt Thornton, traded to the Red Sox, and the Twins were able to do some late inning damage last weekend in Chicago. Plouffe with a bouncer to third, scooped up by Gillespie, 1 away. I'll bring up Colabello. MLB.TV celebrates 11 years. Catch the rest of this season in HD quality. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Colabello with a strikeout, the fly ball to right. His mom in attendance here for this series. She just flew back to the States from Italy. Had a chance to visit with her a little bit this afternoon.
Bet you she was excited.
Enjoying the wonderful Minnesota weather this time of year. One strike to Colabello.
Well, let's hit one for Mom then.
Swing. I think he went. Yep. 2 strikes. Ron Gardenhire said of Colabello, he starts his swing so early, he checks his swing more often than anybody he's ever seen. We just saw it. Colabello with a lot of body movement in his swing. It's not what they call a short swing at all. It's a very powerful swing, and ends up checking his swing, or trying to, an awful lot. 2 strikes to Colabello. Jam shot. Ramirez scoops it up and fires 2 down.
Well, Lindstrom's only allowed 1 home run this year, and that came in that series in Chicago where he gave up a solo home run to Josh Willingham. So he's done a very good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Clayton Thomas with 2 gone in the 7th. To July 13th, the Twins are 16 and 12. Hoping to come back and win this one. Thomas takes strike 2. Down and in. 1 and 2.
Yeah, Lindstrom, 33 years old, came up with the Marlins in 2007. He's also pitched for the Astros, the Rockies, the Orioles, and the Diamondbacks. Started season last year with the Orioles and traded over to the Diamondbacks. Signed as a free agent by the White Sox over the winter.
And 2-1. The count. 3-2. Florimone on deck. Thomas with 22 walks and just over 200 at bats. To left center field, and it'll be down for a hit. Thomas rounds first, on his way to second. The throw from Danks, not in time. It's a 2-out double, and the tying run in scoring position.
Well, Clay Thomas, who had 3 hits in 6 at-bats yesterday, ends up getting that 3-2 fastball away and just took it into left center. And he gets the tying run right there at second base. For Thomas, his 13th double of the year on his second hit of the ball game.
Florimone with a chance to drive in the tying run with a base hit. So far tonight, a couple of ground balls to second. Chopper to second. And one pitch, Florimone is out. Thomas left at second, on to the 8th in a 1-run game.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Practice that during the off day yesterday, didn't you?
Right on the golf course, I did. Yes, I did.
How was golf yesterday?
It was good. It was fun to watch Tim Laudner play. I got to play with him. He's a very, very good golfer.
Alexei Ramirez will lead off the 8th inning.
Got to play Edina Country Club. Beautiful golf course. Tom Lehman redesigned that golf course.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, beautiful. Well, Renicky out there. Hopefully we'll finish here the 8th inning and keep the score where it's at.
Strike one. One of the reasons the Twins did so well, or for that matter, have done so well all season long against the White Sox, is the Twins bullpen has been just a little bit better than the White Sox bullpen. And here we are now, 1-run ball game and a battle of the bullpens. 2 strikes to Ramirez.
Yeah, bullpen nightmare was yesterday when the Twins lost that lead. Everybody had to work out of that bullpen except Anthony Swarzak,
who pitched 2 innings the day before.
Twins carry 8 bodies out there in that bullpen.
Two strikes. And lifted foul over the Twins dugout. Game tomorrow night, Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon. And the makeup game Monday against the Mets. And that will officially complete interleague play for the Twins. On the ground, right to Florimon. Get away. Updated look at our AT&T Twitter poll, and during the homestand we're asking you what current Twins jersey, game jersey, is your favorite. Most of you going with the home ivory. And we'll continue to ask you throughout the balance of this homestand. Adam Dunn, the batter. RBI single in the first, a strikeout in the third, and a ground ball to short in the sixth. Half swing, ball one. Two and oh. The White Sox has a team 107 home runs, and of those, Dunn has 27 of them. Popped up. A tall one, and Dozier under it for out number two.
Renicky got inside right there, and Dunn popped it up for the second out.
The surprising thing is White Sox with 107 home runs, only 3 hitters in double figures in home runs, and one of them is not Paul Konerko. Manto, the hitting coach. We can talk about that maybe in the bottom of the 8th inning here when the Twins start with the pass Plouffe and down the line. Konerko rounding first, and he's going to try for 2. He'll get there. Oswaldo Arce has a little problem with the ball in the corner. It's a 2-out double for Konerko.
He is such a good hitter, a career .282 hitter, and he's really enjoyed hitting against the Twins over his career. 2 for 3 here tonight. Came into this ball game hitting .400 against the Twins, and you leave a pitch up to Konerko like that, and he's very strong. Good contact right there. That by True Plouffe very quickly into the left field corner.
Here's Avisail Garcia, 1 for 3. Single to right in the 4th inning. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. I might mention that the top 6 hitters for the Twins in tonight's lineup, Dozier, Bauer, Morneau, Willingham, Arce, and Plouffe, all are in double digits in home runs. Nobody has 20, but everybody in the top 6 spots has at least 10. A strike, 1-1. It's hoped that Ryan Doman will be activated by tomorrow. He's going to take a full round of batting practice, and everything, if everything goes as planned or went as planned, he'll be activated in time for tomorrow's game.
And if he is, that means the Twins will have to make a roster move probably after the game. I think it's 7 days, and then if they were to say, okay, one more day, then they would have to put him on a disabled list for 15 days if he's not activated by tomorrow.
1-1 to Garcia. And a tapper. Going to be a tough play. Barehanded by Renicky. What a play!
Wow.
Josh Renicky off the mound with a great play to end the inning. The inning ends. Konerko left at second with Renicky helping his own cause.
Great play right there. But they are the best athlete on the field.
make a comeback here as we head to the bottom of the 8th. I'm Jamie Hirsch, inviting you to stay with us after the game as we break it down on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll take a look at Mike Pelfrey's up and down outing this evening, last into the 7th inning, and then we'll also talk about the Twins' power hitting continuing tonight, their 8th straight game using the long ball. And of course, we'll hear Ron Gardenhire's thoughts on his Twins team tonight, guys.
All right, thank you, Jamie. Might take one more long ball. Twins down a run. And Nate Jones comes out of the Chicago bullpen.
Yeah, Nate Jones, kind of the setup guy, hard-going right-hander, making his 52nd relief appearance. Opponent's hitting just 236. Right-handers actually hitting better than left-handers. Right-handers hitting 256. Left-handers hitting only 205.
Inside ball one. Dozier, Mauer, Morneau, then Willingham, Arcia, and Plouffe. And again, all 6 batters with 10 or more home runs. And as we go through at least those 6 batters here in the next 2 innings. Dozier takes a strike. You can ask yourself, can this hitter hit more home runs than they've hit already? And I think almost in every case you can say, yeah, next year maybe even more home runs. 1-1. Wrap foul. Dozier's put on a power display as of late to jump his home run total to 12.
A lot of doubles, too.
Yeah.
Dozier, a lot of extra base hits. Doubles, triples, along with the home runs.
You got Dozier with 25 doubles, Mauer with 32, Morneau with 29. Willingham, of course, has been hurt. He has just 14. 2-2. So as the Twins, for right now at least, out homering their opposition, as you look ahead to 2014, assuming all the players come back, of course, might be even more power on display in 2014. High and tight, 3-2.
And this with a breaking ball a couple times inside the Dozier. Jones, a strikeout pitcher, 70 strikeouts in 61 innings pitched.
Would love to get the leadoff man aboard for Mauer and Morneau, etc.
Fastball away.
Fouled back.
Jeez.
Another 3-2 to Brian Dozier. Took it down the middle.
And got that breaking ball over. He missed a couple times with it inside, but then on a 3-2 pitch, Jones able to get that breaking ball over and freeze Dozier.
Right where Fengley called for it, too. One down, and that'll bring up Mauer. Twins getting their only earned run on a home run, an unearned run in the 6th. Mauer 0 for 3 after a 5-hit game yesterday. Strike on the outside corner.
Jones, 27 years old, in his 2nd season with the White Sox. Brings that arm straight up before he delivers toward home plate.
1-1. To left center field, headed to the gap. Won't be caught. Mauer has an extra base hit. The ball rolls away from Danks, and Mauer checks in at second with a 1-out double. A slicing liner away from Danks and all the way to the fence.
Ball fastball out over the place, and how many times have we seen Joe? That ball's pretty much right down the middle. But just take that pitch the other way. Great piece of hitting again by a great hitter. For Joe Mauer, his 33rd double of the year. It comes with 1 out here. And there are the doubles we were talking about earlier. Now Joe with 33 leads the team.
Morneau will hit next. He homered against Jones last weekend. And trying to get Mauer in with the tying run. Hitless tonight, a line out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Off the outside corner, ball 1.
Jones has been pretty stingy on giving up the long ball. Only 3 home runs off of him. Justin with one of them.
Pulled to the right side and through. Mauer to third. They're going to wave him around. Garcia's throw to the plate. Not in time, and the Twins tie it up. Robin Ventura will come out to argue. Fegley appealing to home plate umpire Corey Blaser. And this is the type of call that 1 year from now very likely will be reviewed. Garcia with an accurate throw to the catcher. And we'll get to review it on replay.
Yeah, watch Garcia come up, make a good strong throw home.
Look like they got Mauer on the hip.
Well, let's see if his feet get in before he's tagged.
I think based on that replay, you'd say he was safe. Check this angle. Yep.
Yep. Oh. Looked like his foot touched the plate right
there. Yep. I think you're right. Yep.
Corey Blaser had the best view. He was right on top of it, and he called Joe safe.
Mauer and Morneau combined to tie the game. Morneau at first, and here's Willingham. See, that's why I don't think there's going to be next year, if they approve all this, a significant delay at all. There's a reason they call it instant replay. And it hasn't taken us long at all to determine that it looked like Corey Blaser made the right call.
Well, yeah, we saw it within maybe, what, a minute?
Right.
As far as, us looking at the different angles, but the umpire will have to go into a room, take the time. There won't be one umpire, there'll be 3, so that'll have to leave.
Well, from what I understand, there's a 1-1 pitch to Willingham. The reviewing will be done in New York, and there should be some immediate means of communication, whether it is via cell phone or however, as to whether the right call was made or whether it should be reversed. So the umpires, I don't think, will be leaving the field at all. Willingham takes outside 2-2.
And who's going to notify the umpire? Maybe there'll have to be a 5th umpire that will be down, say, where Ron Coomer was, in a camera well somewhere, making the decision on headset.
The understanding with the proposal put out today is that as we are watching the replay here, they would be able to watch it just as quickly in New York. And they would determine rather quickly whether the right call was.
But I'm saying they have to relay it to the 4-man crew out here.
I don't know whether they would do it via cell phone, a special means of communication. I don't know.
Walkie-talkie.
3-2.
Got to get me one of those.
Got to have a secret code to use it too. Close pitch taken for ball 4. Dozier called out on strikes, then double single walk, and here is Arcia.
Well, Jones trying to go down and away. Pretty good pitch right there, but call ball 4. And Robin Ventura coming out.
Big spot for Arcia with the go-ahead run at second. After the Twins tying it up in the 8th, have continued on with the threat against Nate Jones. No move made by Ventura yet.
What they have is 2 lefties out there that really don't have a lot of experience with Percy and also Veal. Veal has a lot of control problems. We saw that in Chicago.
Ventura waiting. Home plate umpire Blaser out on the mound.
Yeah, Beal with 13 walks in 17 and a third innings pitched.
Robin,
this is where Matt Thornton is missed, but he's going to bring in Beal.
And so Jones taken out, and Percy will come in to pitch to Arcia.
Beal, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Percy? Left-hander Donnie Veal coming in to face Oswaldo Arcia.
Yeah, 32nd relief appearance for Veal. He's pitched only 17 and a third innings. He's allowed 19 hits, 13 earned runs, 13 walks, 16 strikeouts.
He'll take on Arcia, who actually has hit left-handed batters better, or left-handed pitchers better than right-handers, but one glaring stat within the stat. Arcia in 89 at-bats against left-handed pitchers has struck out 31 times and walked just once.
Well, Veal, the hard-throwing lefty, has a very good fastball. A little control problem with the fastball. Gets ahead. He's got very good curveball.
So Arcia's on-base percentage against lefties, .297, far less than his on-base percentage against righties. Single and 3 trips so far in tonight's game for Arcia. Outside, ball 1.
And what Veal does, he kind of drops down a little bit. He'll come at an angle to lefties. Not straight over the top. Work the outer half of the plate.
Inside 2-0. Now when Veal came in, I believe it was Friday nights. Well, we played 2 games on Friday, didn't we? One of the Friday games, he was asked to get Mauer out, and he walked him on 4 pitches. Now he's facing a guy that, at least so far this year, hasn't drawn but 1 walk against a left-handed pitcher. 2-0. Off the knuckles, foul, 2-1.
Yeah, Veal pitched in game 1, or game 1, he walked Mauer. Then in game 2, he came back out. Then he struck out Justin Morneau.
Two and 1 to Arcia. High chopper over the mound, and Ramirez right at the bag starts a double play. Veal gets the job done. The Twins tie it up in the 8th. We head to the 9th. Stay tuned for the Gander Mountain weekend weather update for Twins territory.
but Mike Pelfrey really settled down nicely, went into the 7th inning. Thielbar and Renicky got him out of a tough jam to make it a close ball game, and we just saw Justin Morneau drive in Joe Mauer for the tying run. They were knotted up at 3 apiece.
We head to the 9th inning. The Twins were tied after 8 innings yesterday. Gave up a go-ahead run. Joe Mauer tied it with a home run, then ended up losing it in extra innings.
Well, Jared Burton coming out, and he has been outstanding out of that bullpen. 18 consecutive appearances, covering 16 1/3 innings. You go back to July 4th, he was not allowed a run.
He'll try to pitch an efficient, harmless top of the 9th inning. It'll be the bottom third of the Chicago lineup. Connor Gillespie, Josh Phegley, and Jordan Danks.
Now, Burton pitched an inning in yesterday's ball game. 1 shutout inning. Threw 10 pitches, 7 for strikes.
Gillespie singled, got as far as third base in the 7th inning. Takes a strike over the inside corner. The White Sox had a great chance to expand on their lead in the 7th. Gillespie started the inning with a single against Mike Pelfrey. Phegley followed with another one. And then the bullpen shut the door and got the Twins out of the jam.
Yeah, Thielbar and Renicky did a great job. Get a couple pop-ups.
Morneau scoops up the 3rd hop. 1 away. And that'll bring up Phegley.
I think tonight's ball game, I think Pelfrey hopefully got over that little bit of hump that he's been struggling with, Dick. You know, he gave up some runs early, but he really settled down nicely. Threw only 88 pitches in 6 1/3 innings.
All the hits he gave up were singles. Way out in front, strike 1. Hey, before we get too far along, we want to pass along happy birthday wishes to former Twins manager Tom Kelly.
Oh, TK, happy birthday. I bet you TK didn't know that there's 234 more days until my next birthday.
I think I counted them today, 191 till my birthday, but not that anyone cares.
Yeah, I got you counting. I don't care.
I know that. Happy birthday to the man who is the last man who will wear number 10 for the Twins. 2 quick strikes to Phegley. Popped up near the mound. And Plouffe comes in to make the catch. 2 down. By the way, I thought the crowd was around 33,000. I think I was off by 149, just under that. So another great crowd. Twins drew 96, 97,000 for the Cleveland series, and we're off to another good total for this 4-game series. Danks 0 for 3. In the ball game yesterday, the Indians tied it in the 8th. There was a scoreless 9th, and then Carlos Santana continued his wrecking of Glenn Perkins. Hit another home run against him. 1-1. Then Mauer hit his home run, and finally the Twins lost it a couple innings later. So the Twins had a chance in the 9th, in the 10th, and the 11th to have a walk-off winner, but it didn't happen, for that matter, in the 12th too. The left field, Arcia coming in, and he drops the ball. Got it in the glove, went into the slide, very similar to a play he had in Chicago last weekend.
Yeah, the outfields were playing a little bit deeper to stay away from the extra base hit, and Arcia came racing in. Don't know if this got into the lights or not, but Arcia went down, had the ball just off the heel of his glove.
Closed his eyes. Danks ends up with a single. So Arcia closing his eyes as the ball was descending towards his glove. Swing and a miss. De Aza late on the fastball. Well, it might have been that the ball was hanging right up in the lights.
Remember, he did that in Chicago where he kind of went after a ball and it got into the sun in left field in Chicago. And he caught that ball, luckily.
1 strike to De Aza. He scored a couple of runs. Single and a run scored in the first, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored in the third. One of the great features of this ballpark is other than the lights suspended above the scoreboard in left center, there are no light towers here. Everything is in the canopy. Swinging a foul, and Mauer coming out of the crouch. Took that one up around the left shoulder, it looked like.
Yeah, I think Joe thought that Danks was taking off, and that's why he came out of that crouch to make a throw. And as he came up, De Aza fouled the ball right into him. Take a look right here. He is getting up ready to throw.
Up around the collarbone neck area. Well, again, the hope is Ryan Doumit will come off the concussion disabled list tomorrow. Alex Avila of the Tigers is on it, and he doesn't appear to be anywhere close to returning. Salvador Perez, Royals catcher, just came off it.
Let's take another look at this foul ball off of Joe.
Ooh. Now the runner goes, and Mauer's throw not in time. Danks with a steal of second. It's 1-2 to De Aza.
Yeah, clubs run against Burton because he's pretty slow home, and Danks got a pretty good jump. Steals his 4th base, gets into scoring position. Look at the jump he had right there. Joe, great throw, but no chance.
Now you got to get the batter. De Aza, 50 runs batted in on the year, 13 home runs. Burton and Mauer trying to figure out how to get him out on this 1-2 pitch. One and 2 to De Aza. Struck him out. A scoreless 9th for Burton, and we'll see if the Twins can get that walk-off winner in the bottom of the inning. Close play, the Twins tied it up in the 8th inning, and now they've got a chance to send everybody home happy in the bottom of the 9th. The game's still tied, and Plouffe will lead things off against Ramon Troncoso.
Troncoso out of that bullpen, making his 25th relief appearance. 1 win, 3 loss, so 1-4 is in that bat for him. 13 walks in 23 and 2/3 innings and 16 strikeouts.
Plouffe, Colabello, Thomas scheduled to hit here in the ninth. Plouffe homered to start the scoring for the Twins back in the 5th inning. Down the middle, a strike.
Moncoso has allowed 3 home runs out of the bullpen in his first season with the White Sox.
Tap foul, 2 strikes. Got a pitch up and away and blasted it.
Yeah, this was 1 out in the 5th inning. That made it a 3-1 ball game.
2 strikes to Plouffe. Up and away, 1-2. Just changes everything. If you're hitting in a situation like this and you can get your leadoff man on.
Twins have had 3 walk-off victories so far this year.
1-2. Plouffe takes one off the plate. 2-2.
Good take right there. Slider down and away.
Target inside. The pitch line into left field off the tip of Gillespie's glove. Plouffe is aboard, leading off the ninth.
Well, Twins got a break right there because Gillespie late in the ball game, he's covering that line. No doubles down that third baseline, and Plouffe hitting it to the left of the third baseman Gillespie, just out of his reach. He dove for it, but comes up short. And Plouffe gets his second hit of the ball game.
Colabello, the batter, strikeout, fly ball to right, and the ground ball to short.
All right, you said his mother is in town. This would be a nice place to maybe get an extra base hit right here.
His father is too. They're together and watching Chris play in the big leagues.
Get a hit for mom and dad then.
In the dirt, ball 1. And Colabello has been swinging a hot bat for the Twins, but he has drawn some walks. Something I think he would need to do to stay up here. Swing and a miss. The ball rolls away. Plouffe alertly goes to second. Great jump by Plouffe on a ball that rolled out of Fegley's glove.
Yeah, good base running right there by Plouffe. That breaking ball stayed up, and Colabello swung through it. And Plouffe saw that. He gets in a scoring position with nobody out.
Should be a pass ball, I would think. And it is. 1-1 to Colabello. A hit to the outfield might win the ball game. And called. Colabello asking for it.
You see the big swing right there, and just hit. Never really got it in the glove, at the top of the glove.
Closed the glove too early. Inside, 2-1. Good at bat by Plouffe, getting a single off the glove of Gillespie. And the Twins are in business here in the bottom of the ninth. It's a breaking ball low, 3-1.
Good take right there.
Colabello trying to take more pitches, force the pitchers to throw it over the plate. into the strike zone. 3-1. Inside, he walked it. First and second, nobody out for Clete Thomas. Thomas with 5 hits in the last 2 games, 2 tonight. In his last 2 at-bats, a single and a double.
Let's see if Thomas might be asked to bunt right here as he's looking down at Joe Vavra to see what the situation is. Clete Thomas with 1 sacrifice on the year. See Joe going through the signs.
Gillespie in on the edge of the grass at third base. Konerko playing in front of the runner at first. Thomas jabs at it, pick off to second base. Plouffe just got back.
Wow.
And Ramirez bent his leg in front of the bag. And Plouffe found some room somehow to get his hand on the base.
Yeah, I don't know if he did the old Bobby Grich or not at second base. We'll take a look right here. Tough for a base runner like Plouffe to get back. Yeah, Ramirez stuck that right foot out there. Bobby Grich would have put that knee down all the way so you couldn't get back to the bag, but Plouffe underneath Ramirez.
Thomas missed on the bunt attempt, 1 strike. Right in front of the plate. The play is to third base. Clete Thomas bunted that ball about 1 foot. 1 away, first and second. 1 out, and Chris Herman's going to hit for Florimon. And now Joe Vavra is wondering, I think, whether there might have been a double hit. I thought I heard 2 taps with that ball going down into the dirt and maybe back up.
Well, Thomas kind of dropped his bat. That's the thing, I think, what we heard. Let's take a look right here.
But now what's the ruling after he's released the bat?
I'd say the bat is in play, and now so is the ball.
Yes. And they're going to talk about this, but scramble for the rule book. But I think the bat is in play, and the ball then is in play as well. If he was still holding onto the bat, well, then it would be a double hit and a dead ball.
Right.
So what might have been a good bunt, perhaps foiled by the fact that the bunt, as was moving forward, actually hit the bat after it was released.
Yeah, the ball was in fair play. I mean, it was in fair play. So watch this ball right here. Watch the ball in front of the plate, and then you can see it stays in play even though he let go of the bat. It stayed fair.
And now Herman will hit with runners at first and second and 1 out. Looking at that replay, it almost looked as if the momentum of the ball after it hit the ground was going to maybe take it backwards behind the plate into foul territory, but that didn't happen either. Bernier is going to run for Colabello. Not much in the way of bench moves for Ron Gardenhire, but he's using 2 of them here in the 9th inning. Only available bench player now is Wilkin Ramirez.
Well, Chris Herman 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter.
Check swing, ball 1. Now Fegley gives signs in front of the plate. Fouled away, 1-1. Florimon had gone 0 for 3 with 3 ground balls to the second baseman.
Outfield for the White Sox pretty shallow.
Ground ball right side. Pass cutter going to right field. Bernier around third. He's coming in. And the Twins win it in the ninth.
Chris Herman the hitting hero getting mobbed. Nice comeback win for the Twins.
White Sox scored the first 3 runs. The Twins scored the next 4. And Chris Herman called up from Rochester with a big moment.
Yeah, got a fastball right there and found that gap between first and second. And the pinch running of Bernier and his speed scores the winning run.
After the disappointment of last night when the Twins lost a ball game late after leading, tonight Anthony LaPanta, in a sense, they turned the tables on the White Sox. They're now 10-3 against Chicago this year.
It's amazing how the Twins continue to find a way to win each night against the Sox. We'll show you how the Twins rallied. We'll hear from the hero and the manager next on Twins Live, presented by Century Link.